Hello. On the Odin shot today we're looking at some old lenses on a fairly modern digital camera. We're using the Sony Alpha A3000, which is a 20 megapixel mirrorless camera. It grew out of the Nex range and was a budget camera, but I bought it in 2014 and it has been a good servant. Using this, which is a glorified metal ring, I'm going to be able to connect some M42 lenses to the Sony. This is an M42 to Nex or E-mount adapter. What allows you to do is screw in M42 lenses to the front of the camera, and you can take photographs through old glass. There are some things that you need to be aware of. This adapter does not work the auto diaphragm on M42 lenses, so you have to open up the lens to focus and close it down to the desired f-stop to take the shot. The three lenses I'm going to be using, they're not expensive lenses. I've got two what I call label lenses. Don't know who made them, but certain organisations put their name to bought-in lenses. The first one is a Soligo 28mm f2.8 lens. I got this some time ago, and it's what they call a preset lens. You set the aperture that you want, and there's a second aperture ring, so you can open it wide open for focusing, then close it down to the preset aperture for shooting. That doesn't matter because I have to use all my lenses as presets on this camera. The second lens I'm going to be using is one which has a great reputation. It's a 135mm lens, and it's the Carl Zeiss Jena Sonar 135mm f3.5. I haven't used it a lot, but when I have used it, the results have been absolutely stunning. This is a great lens. And this one, I'll need to set my lens onto manual, open it up for focusing, close it down to the f-stop I want to use, and then shoot. The last one, I bought it at a car boot sale with another lens, excuse me, and I'm not expecting to get many good results with this. As you can see, it's a bit of a bazooka. It's a 400mm Optimax f6.3. There are an awful lot of these lenses in the world, all exactly the same, all with different labels on. Optimax was a sales organisation, I believe, a marketing organisation. They didn't manufacture lenses, they bought them in and put their label on. Now, 400mm lens on an APS-C sensor, it's a 1.5 times crop factor, which means that the 400mm lens in effect becomes a 600mm lens on this camera. I'm going to be taking a tripod with me. I might try some handheld ones as well. As the camera goes up to, I think it's a 4,000th of a second, I might be able to get some sharp shots with it. Again, this is a preset lens which doesn't, they're all acting as preset lenses on this particular outing. But we'll see how it goes. That's one thing to remember when you're using a crop sensor with old lenses. A 50mm lens on a crop sensor will not act like a 50mm lens on a full frame camera. With your crop factor of 1.5 times, the 50mm lens, for example, becomes effectively a 75mm lens. The 28mm lens, 28 plus 14, 38, 42, is going to be in effect a 42mm lens. And the 135 is going to be nigh on a 200mm lens effectively. I'm looking forward. I've had mixed results in the past shooting the old lenses on this camera, and I'm hoping to get good experience doing it this time, and I'm hoping to get good results. So we'll go out and we'll have a look, see if we can find things to take photographs of, and of course you'll need your sunglasses because it's going to be in glorious Technicolor, and it's a sunny day today. I was quite happy with the photos that I got. One thing about digital, with old lenses, digital can show the weaknesses of some of the old lenses. The 400mm Optimax in particular isn't the sharpest, and it isn't the easiest to use when you take into account the crop factor, in effect making it a 600mm lens. The two shots that were keepers were taken on a tripod, and I think there's a mixture of not the sharpest lens in the bag, but also I think there may have been some heat shimmer which is emphasised with the long lens. The Sologore 28mm lens is a decent performer. It's again not tack sharp, but it's sharp enough. It works great on film camera, and it's not that bad on the digital. The star performer, of course, was the Carl Zeiss Sonnar 135mm lens. The colour rendition and the sharpness of that lens really shines. It is a very, very good lens, and it justifies its good reputation that it has. And when I was looking through the photographs and I looked through some of my older files, I found some that I'd taken earlier with the Sony using a Helios 58mm f2 lens. The thing is, I cannot remember if it was my Helios 44M or whether it was a Helios 44-2. The difference being the M has an automatic diaphragm, which is extra to requirements when using it with the adapter, of course. The results with the Helios were quite good, but they weren't perfect. So is there an advantage in using old lenses on a digital camera? It's fun, it's different, and some cameras, some lenses do have quite unique characteristics. That Zeiss in particular, the colour rendition is absolutely super. The photograph of the two fishing boats, I didn't have to do anything with those colours, that's how they came out of the camera. I've enjoyed the experiment, and it is worthwhile having a go of these things now and then. It's a bit more work, and with digital quite often we fall back on automatic exposure, autofocus and things like that, using the old manual focus lenses where we have to open up to focus and then close down to take the shot. There's a bit more thought to it, but I enjoyed the trip. I enjoyed the work that I did, and the results are also very satisfying. So that's it for now, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.